In a world where dreams are often sacrificed for duty, how far would you go to follow your heart? What if the price of pursuing your dreams meant breaking the hearts of the people you love most? Meera's journey is one of sacrifice, love, and the emotional turmoil of choosing between family and ambition. Meera had always dreamed of becoming a doctor, a healer, someone who could make a difference in the world. But in a family bound by tradition and societal expectations, her dreams seemed impossible. As her parents prepared her for an arranged marriage, Meera found herself torn between the life she envisioned and the life her family had mapped out for her. This is the story of a young woman's emotional struggle to define her future, the heart-wrenching consequences of her choices, and the true price of sacrifice. Meera stood by the window, gazing at the vast expanse of the city that sprawled out beneath her. The sky, once bright with the promise of hope, was now overshadowed by the weight of her family's expectations. At the tender age of 19, she had already been through more than most young girls her age. Her heart was full of dreams, dreams of becoming a doctor, of serving the community, of wearing the white coat that symbolized her ambition. But reality was much harsher than the idealistic world her dreams painted. Her father, a strict man, believed in tradition above all else. For him, Meera's future lay in a well-respected marriage, not in the halls of a hospital. Her mother, though more understanding, was silent in the face of her husband's decisions. The two of them were like the pillars of an old, crumbling house, with their rigid beliefs shackling Meera to a fate she could not escape. "Meera, beta, it's time for you to prepare for your engagement," her mother said gently one evening, as the aroma of fresh rotis filled the kitchen. "Your father has already spoken to Mr. Sharma's family. The wedding will be in 3 months." Meera's heart sank. She had never asked for this. She had never imagined herself in this role, the dutiful daughter, the obedient wife. "But, Ma, I have my exams coming up," she protested weakly, her voice barely a whisper in the face of her mother's conviction. Her mother's gaze softened, but only for a moment. "I know, beta, but family comes first. And the Sharma family has a good name. This will secure your future." Her father, sitting in the corner of the room reading the newspaper, did not raise his head but simply nodded. "It's time, Meera. You are not a child anymore." The words hit her like a slap, cold and unyielding. Meera wanted to scream, to run away, to follow her own path, but the fear of dishonoring her parents and the weight of tradition held her back. She was caught in a web of love and duty, a prisoner of her own dreams. In the weeks that followed, Meera tried to bury her desires deep within herself. She attended the pre-wedding functions, donned the heavy saris, and played her role as the dutiful daughter. But every night, as she lay in bed, her thoughts wandered to the hospital, to the life she had envisioned for herself. The hours she spent studying for the medical entrance exam seemed wasted in the face of the impending wedding. The day of her engagement arrived, and Meera, adorned in intricate jewelry, was presented to the Sharma family. Arjun Sharma, her fiancé, was a kind man, but Meera's heart was not in it. She smiled politely, exchanged pleasantries, and played the part of the happy bride-to-be, but inside, she felt empty. As the ceremony concluded and she was escorted to her room, she found herself facing a harsh truth. This was not the life she had dreamed of. Her dreams of healing the sick, of wearing the white coat, seemed like a distant memory, like a dream that had faded at the break of dawn. She felt trapped. That night, unable to sleep, she went to the terrace, seeking solace in the cool night air. As she gazed at the stars, her thoughts turned to her best friend, Ria, who had gone abroad to pursue her medical degree. Ria had often told Meera that she was destined for something greater, that she was more than just a daughter, a wife. But now, as Meera stood on the edge of her dreams, she realized that she would never get to live that life. In her heart, she felt a sudden surge of determination. She could not give up. She would not let her dreams slip away. But how? How could she defy her parents, the very people who had raised her with so much love and sacrifice? How could she break their hearts for her own selfish desires? The answer came to her in a flash. She had no choice but to walk away. If she stayed, she would lose herself, and her dreams would die a slow death. Meera packed a small bag that night, silently and carefully. Her heart pounded in her chest, but she knew that she had to do this. She left a letter for her parents, apologizing for her decision, explaining that she had to follow her dreams, even if it meant breaking their hearts. She left a part of herself behind in that house, knowing that there was no turning back. The next morning, she boarded a train to Delhi, with only a few thousand rupees in her pocket and a heart full of hope. She found a small rented room near a coaching center and enrolled in medical preparation classes. The work was hard, and the struggle was real, but for the first time in months, Meera felt alive. She poured herself into her studies, determined to succeed, determined to prove that she was more than just a daughter. She was a person with her own aspirations. But as the months passed, Meera began to miss her family. The thought of never seeing her parents again haunted her every night. She remembered her mother's loving face, her father's stern but kind gaze, and the way they had always been there for her, even when she made mistakes. One evening, after an exhausting study session, Meera received a call from her younger brother, Aman. His voice was trembling, filled with panic. "Didi, Papa, he's very sick. He's been diagnosed with cancer. The doctor says he doesn't have long." Meera's heart shattered at the news. The world seemed to stop spinning as she processed the words. Her father, the man who had always been so strong, so unwavering, was dying. The guilt hit her like a tidal wave. She had left them. She had abandoned them when they needed her the most. Could she live with this decision? Could she live with the knowledge that she had chosen her own path over her father's life? Without a second thought, Meera booked a ticket back home. The journey was long, and her heart was heavy with the weight of her decision. She had to face them. She had to make things right. When she arrived, her father was bedridden, frail, and weak, surrounded by relatives who had come to offer their support. Meera stood at the door of the room, hesitant. Her mother looked up and saw her first. There was no anger in her eyes, only sadness. "Meera," her mother whispered as she walked towards her. "You came back." Meera fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry, Ma. Papa, I never meant to hurt you." Her father, barely conscious, lifted his hand weakly. "Meera, beta, I never wanted you to choose, but I wanted you to be happy. Your happiness was always my dream." The words pierced her heart like a dagger. She had been so focused on her own dreams that she had forgotten the sacrifices her parents had made for her. They had always wanted the best for her, even if it meant letting go of their own desires. The next few days were a blur. Meera stayed by her father's side, nursing him with love and care. But despite her efforts, her father's health continued to deteriorate. One evening, as the sun set, her father passed away quietly, surrounded by his family. Meera held his hand, whispering a silent promise to him. She would honor his sacrifice, and she would continue her education, just as he had wanted her to. But she would also live a life that made her proud. Years later, Meera became a doctor, serving in the very community she had once dreamed of helping. She built a clinic in her father's name, a place where children could receive free medical care. The pain of losing him never fully went away, but she knew he was watching over her, proud of the woman she had become. Meera never married. She had once loved a man, but her heart had never been whole again after her father's death. She had given up the chance for love, for a family of her own, but in return, she had found peace in her work, in the service of others. Her journey had been long and difficult, but it had taught her the true meaning of sacrifice. She had learned that the price of following one's dreams was high, but it was worth paying, as long as you never lost sight of the people who had loved you, the people who had made those dreams possible. In the end, Meera's journey taught her that dreams, though vital, come at a cost. The loss of her father, the man who had always wanted her happiness, left a scar on her heart, but also gave her the strength to pursue her calling as a doctor. Through pain and sacrifice, she found her purpose, honoring her family's legacy while living a life true to herself. Meera's story is a poignant reminder that the road to fulfilling one's dreams is never easy, but the love we carry for our family will always guide us, even in the toughest moments. Meera's story is a reflection of the difficult choices many of us face in balancing family expectations with personal ambition. If you've ever been at a crossroads between following your heart and honoring your loved ones, share your thoughts in the comments below. How did you handle the pressure, and what sacrifices did you make for your dreams? Let's start a conversation about the power of family, sacrifice, and the pursuit of happiness. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Meera's story and how you've navigated the tough choices between dreams and family. Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation? How did you deal with those crossroads? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else. If you're interested in more content that explores personal growth, decision-making, and the challenges we face in life, check out our other video. It dives deep into how we can make empowered choices, even when the stakes are high. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos that help you grow and thrive.